Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.
Hey, welcome to Urban Renal Talk with Tamika
and Steve. What's going on, everyone? What's going on, Tamika?
What's going on, Steve? You caught me grooving to the music.
Yeah, I know. I missed that. I missed that intro. We got to do I know Jared did another one, but I just like that. Love that music.
Yeah, I like that beat too. It makes you just start vibing, like waiting to start. Like, okay.
Yeah. 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 So how's everyone doing out there?
Everyone's doing well. Everyone's doing well. I just welcomed a new grandson. So my grandson.
Congratulations.
Yes. He's my special baby. He was diagnosed with sickle cell disease.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's my special baby. So,
wow.
Yep, all is well. Everyone is in good spirits. So we just got to keep him in prayer and constantly educate about sickle cell.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And that is on the horizon and talking about other chronic conditions.
Yeah, like you're saying, like more and more inner city children are getting sickle cell. I'm not sure if the parents are not asking their partners if they have sickle cell trait or what, but I think that may need to be a question. Also, when you meet someone, you may get pregnant. Like, do you have sickle cell trait? Because it's a high chance that our child will have sickle cell.
Right.
And basically what happened to my son is the young lady he was dating, she got pregnant. It's sickle cell through her family, sickle cell trait. and he has sickle cell trait, but he didn't know because I never told him.
Wow.
I just forgot. That's just not a conversation.
Right.
You don't think about it. But now I think parents should. Like, if your child has trait, just remind them that they have trait. And if they have a baby with someone else who have trait, it's a high chance that their child will wind up with sickle cell disease.
And you know what? So ironic. I think my granddaughter may have the trait. I'm not sure. I got to ask my daughter again, but I think my granddaughter may have a trait.
Yeah, but she needs to know as she get older that she has this, because if she has a baby with someone who has the trait, that baby could possibly have the full-blown disease.
Yeah.
So, but how are you?
All right, pretty good, Tamika. I had the final hearing on Tuesday with workman's comp, and everything now is in the judge's hands. So can't do any more. I mean,
then what you doing?
I was kind of misled, thinking I was going to get hundreds of thousands of dollars, but workman's comp don't work that way. But I am putting in a third party claim on the company who installed the acid lines, right, where the leak occurred. But it was so ironic that the lawyer from Cedric Insurance Company asked me about Urban Kidney Alliance, if I was the principal person, the founder, and I told him it's a community organization.
Right.
I guess he was trying to establish, because when I was in workman's comp going through voc rehab, I wanted them to send me back to school so I could get my nurse practitioner.
Right.
And the voc rehab counselor didn't want to do that because I had 2 masters. And so they wanted me to work in management. Didn't matter. And I told them I didn't want to do management anymore. I've done it 16 months. I was ready to go back to the floor and work with patients. But they wanted me like management in the ICU or some type of nursing that I'd never done before, like set myself up.
Right.
And so it didn't happen. Through the grace of God, I never found a job. And it is what it is. And hopefully God will let me do this for a time so we can help, people who are suffering with this disease and potential people, and even educate on other chronic illnesses as we expand our services.
Yeah, I think
education.
Yeah, I think we need to, only because there's so many different elements that's affecting the urban community. Diabetes and hypertension, those two. We already talk about kidney disease, and just add a couple more on, and just so they're not just getting renal information, they're getting all around information that can help them, that can truly benefit everyone.
Absolutely.
In the long run.
So we just like to tell our audience tonight, unfortunately, these things happen, but we were unable to connect with the doctor. He still haven't shown up, and that's understandable. We know with nephrologists, they're busy doctors. They're on call. You just never know what may happen. So hopefully we'll be able to bring, how you pronounce his last name?
Yafi.
Laffy? Okay. Yeah, I hope we can bring him back. But we got a topic tonight that you guys need to share this broadcast and bring in other warriors and other people, because we're going to talk about something that you never hear about in dialysis. And it's another form of treatment, and that's conservative therapy. Some people may heard of it. Some people may not have heard of it. I mean, and Tamika, when it comes to conservative therapy, basically the decision is yours, meaning when someone gets hit with this diagnosis of kidney failure, they may not want to go through it. And it's their right. If they decide not to go through it, some people may think they may be selfish because they're not thinking about family or other people. But it says here, Tamika, the decision to do dialysis is personal. Dialysis and transplant are life-saving treatment options. They may extend life. They may reduce symptoms of kidney failure. For many people, they may even improve the quality of their life. But not all of us had the same goals when it comes to treating our illness. Some of us choose not to start dialysis. Some of us choose to start dialysis and then stop. Why would we do this? And so Tamika, it goes on to say, there are many possible reasons. Some of us sense the end of our road is coming. We may not see our symptoms improving. There may be too much pain or suffering. The burden of dialysis treatments may be overwhelming. There may be spiritual reasons. There might just be the hope to spend our time left with loved ones instead of a dialysis chair. Whatever the reasons, we all had a right to choose treatment. We also had a right to change our mind if the treatment we originally picked no longer fits our needs and goals. What do you think about that, Tamika?
I think
you need that's to not talked about.
Yeah, I think you need to hear that more because some patients no longer want to continue treatment. Some patients are really tired, but they keep on for the family, but they don't do it for themselves.
Right. You know? And unfortunately, it was I'm not going to say her name, but it was a young lady that posted a post several days ago that, she's trying her best to hold it together, but, sometimes she just want to give up because
sometimes it's hard.
She doesn't want to live that life anymore.
Just in life, period,
Right.
So in life, people get to the breaking point where they just want to jump off a bridge. Well, imagine being on dialysis.
Right.
That's even more stress in the world where don't no one understand. In a world where you're getting stuck with needles and sometimes the techs don't have compassion or the nurses don't have compassion and you're in chronic pain.
I know.
Some people just want to escape.
Yeah. So what is conservative therapy? People may be asking because you never may have heard this term before, but conservative therapy centers around the decision to not do dialysis. Mm-hmm. This might mean never starting dialysis. Like Tamika, someone may go down the stages and may decide not to even start dialysis.
Right. Now, I had a patient maybe 5 years ago. He said he didn't want to start dialysis, but his family made him. But he said he never wanted to start. He didn't want any access or anything, and they made him. And he used to come in there miserable and grumpy.
But how did they make him? If he's a grown man,
his children.
Oh, when you said they made him, do they mean like they may have made him feel guilty, like probably. Guilt shamed him?
I never asked about the whole entire conversation. Every time he came, he just said he wanted out. He said, "I never wanted this. This isn't my life." Until he passed away.
Yeah, not everybody. Unfortunately, not everybody may want to choose this. Other forms of treatment and may want to do conservative therapy. Right. I met many patients throughout my career who decided to go hospice or do conservative therapy. And we're not saying that. We're just educating and saying there is another form of treatment, which is conservative therapy that is not talked about. And here on Urban Renal Talk with Tamika and Steve, and even Urban Kidney Alliance, we try to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of this disease.
Right. I think it's not talked about for selfish reasons, not beneficial of the patient. Because if you have a 90-year-old patient and they're getting stuck with needles and they're crying every treatment, that's not a good quality of life.
Yeah. You're right about that. I've seen that many times.
When you see their arms are bruised up.
Right.
You
right.
know, their arms are bruised from the top of their orange sleeve to the bottom of their arm. And they keep getting stuck and they cry and stuff like that. Like, that's not a quality of that's
Yeah, I've seen that. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It really do. When I seen a lady when she first started. I mean, each treatment, she was just crying and crying. I mean, it was a big clinic, 30-chair unit. And I told her about another place, and she was able to transfer, and she was much happier. But I mean, it breaks my heart when you see a person start dialysis and they're upset each treatment because of,
not wanting
having
to be
this
there.
new norm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think most of the not wanting to be there is not really understanding why they're there.
Right. Right.
And them having a choice. Because a lot of times I've learned when dialysis patients come on the machine without a choice, they're angry. They're angry.
Yeah, it's true.
Their life was changed like that and no one told them anything. And now they got to sit in this chair for 4 hours and get a needle stuck in them. And no one has told them anything.
Yeah, and that's why we do these shows. I mean, that's why we started this. I mean, from the very beginning on our cell phones.
Remember that.
But Tamika, it says that, it says this may mean starting dialysis, then choosing to stop. But that's not all. With conservative therapy, your doctors will focus on keeping you comfortable. They'll use therapies to keep you as healthy as possible during your remaining life. Remember, choosing not to start dialysis does not mean your doctor stopped caring for you or about you. Your doctors will work with you and your family to provide you the support you will need during this time.
And I had a couple patients that was in hospice and still came to treatment. But they was on hospice because of cancer, not because of, renal disease. But they still came. They didn't last long, but they still came to treatment.
There was in hospice for another condition?
There was in hospital for cancer.
I've seen that as well.
And they still came and expired.
Yeah. And it goes on, it says, what happens if I need dialysis but choose not to receive it? So without dialysis, we all know, we just don't know when. Many people will pass away. The time frame for this could be very different depending on factors, including if you still make urine or not.
And if your urine is still being cleansed, like if your kidneys is still cleansing your urine. So you can have renal failure, but your kidneys still can be working some.
Oh, absolutely. All medical conditions, fluid control and diet, and then doctors can prescribe medications and treatment to make the patient feel comfortable. In the end, toxins and fluids will build up. They'll become too much for your body and you pretty much pass away.
Yeah, one patient said he started having a metallic taste in his mouth. Yeah.
But I mean, Tamika, when do you if this should be talked about, when do you think, at what point should conservative therapy be talked about?
That's a hard one. You don't want to do it when you start. I don't know. Like, on a professional aspect, I would say when you first start, but then as a person, I don't want to hear that when I first start.
What about conservative therapy?
Yeah, I don't want to hear that because I'm trying to process what I have.
I mean, but it's a treatment option,
right?
And, you would think if patients don't know that that's an option, I mean, you're almost doing a disservice. That's my opinion.
Right.
And the reason why I say that, because I feel like you should lay all cards on the table and let them know what choices and what options they have pertaining to their life, and then be able to talk that over if they have family with their family members to make a sound choice. Now, I mean, also maybe see where else is going on if they got other medical conditions as well. Because that's a lot, like you said, to handle.
That's a lot. That's overwhelming. That makes you just be like, you know what? Just stop talking. Just stop talking to me. Especially a person that's trying to process their illness, it's just automatically going to make them go on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen many warriors.
Yeah.
I've seen many warriors. I mean, really, really deal with this. I'm talking about double amputee, wheelchair, having to depend on public transportation or the metro ride, and that's a lot.
Yes,
that's a lot. And coming to dialysis and staying 4.5 hours, and then leaving there and have to go and wait for transportation to pick you up because you can't just go on your own because you're confined to a wheelchair.
Yep. Or even see someone that was able-bodied walking around fine, and then one day they just start cutting, and now they're W amputee, but 5 months ago they were walking fine.
Yeah. So this is why, I mean, it seems like, Tamika, now more than ever, people have to be health conscious, and shows like what we're doing now and other shows that's on our network, these shows are going to be critical for future, because before these shows, there wasn't anything out there really gets into the clinic to let people know what's going on and look at your blood flow rate or monitor your treatment to make sure everything is working right. They may talk about it in those groups, those closed groups that you got to join, but no one talks about it openly like we do.
No, especially a topic like this. No one's going to talk about, you can choose to live or die, basically. Like, you could choose to live, get on a machine, or you could just come to the facility and just go ahead and to the upper room, because this is really your choice. You have the choice rather to press on or let go.
And again, I mean, I saw a young lady several days ago that posted that it was really hard for her. She know that God has a plan for her. In fact, let me see if I got her thing, and I can read it without reading her name.
So this right here kind of bothers me, because see, therapy can help with this. A lot of times it'd be a lot of things going on where it makes someone be like, you know what? I just can't. Like, when I text you tonight, I'm like, Steve, I just need a moment because I feel like I'm just about to jump off the goddamn bridge. Right. Like, that's when a little bit of therapy could come in and just like ease that person's heart.
No, trust me. I understand. I mean, I get a lot of people don't know what I went through dealing with Cedric, and far as mentally, and then having a I hate to say this, I don't want people to get the wrong impression.
No,
but having a loaded gun legally, in your house, well, not loaded, but just having a handgun and going through those mental anguish that these companies put you through, man, it has you thinking on a different level. And I just thank God every day. I'm just grateful that, I could just wake up each morning and just take it one day at a time. But
when situations like that is because they make it feel like it's your fault.
Exactly.
because when I fell a couple weeks ago, my boss tried to make like it was my fault. It's my fault that now that my patella nerve is inflamed. Like that's not my fault. It was water on the floor. So
Tamika, let me read this post to you, which it touched my heart. It really, really touched my heart that I just want to like go visit this person and
reach out to her.
Huh?
Did you reach out to her?
Yeah, I did. I did. But this is what they wrote. They say, wait a minute. They say in-center hemodialysis is hell on earth. I have to come to this God-forsaken place 3 times a week, 4 hours each treatment, whether I want to or not. Dialysis is pure torture. I hate what it does to my body. I hate depending on a stupid machine to live. I hate the toll dialysis takes on my mental and emotional state. I'm so tired of praying, fighting, and having to be strong all the time. It's exhausting, only to still remain in this chair. I'm tired, man. God's word said through him I shall live, move, and have my being. Not through some damn machine that's trying to kill me slowly. I know God still wants me here. I know God has a purpose for my pain. I just don't understand why he would allow a child of his to suffer this way. This can be the will of God for my life. I'll never believe that, but right now I can't see the promise. I can't feel a breakthrough. I see no light at the light of the tunnel right now. I feel my faith slipping. I want to end this battle and go to hospice so badly. I ask myself all the time, what is the point in fighting an incurable disease? How can I believe God to heal me from a disease with no cure? Only debilitating treatments. I'm tired of the never-ending battle with this depression that dialysis brought on. I can't deal with it. I rebuke suicidal thoughts all the time. I know the devil would love nothing more for me to die without fulfilling my destiny, for my gifts to be buried with me. I won't give him that satisfaction, but I'm beyond tired. Something has got to give. Tamika, as a caregiver, when I see something like this, it breaks my heart.
Yes. So I'm wondering if she's showing any of these signs in treatment. Like if she's writing all this, is she showing any of these signs in treatment? Is there someone that can help her, physically help her where she is? Because she needs help. Though she feels the way she feels, she needs some help to get her through this.
Right. Yeah, and that's why, again, we do what we do. Hey, Zoe. Oh, shucks. Hey, Zoe.
Zoe, say hi. Say hi to everyone. Show everyone you got big and you a terror.
Yeah, but Tamika, what do you do with somebody? And Wednesday is the started a new show, Mental Health and Me, and we're going to talk about that because with a licensed social worker, Sade Cutler. Because Tamika, what do one do when they're in a position like that? And I know you said she should talk to someone, but what if? So she talked to someone, they may want to talk her out, of maybe deciding to do saying she decided to do conservative therapy, then why would she need to talk to someone? Because they're going to try to talk her out of that, or try to see maybe why she decided to do that.
Well, sometimes talking to someone, you literally just want to talk to them. You don't want feedback from them. You just want to get it out.
Like a sounding board.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to vent or whatever. And then later that person could be like, well, have you tried this? Or give them a hug. Something that's going to start making them feel better. Because in that moment with that right there, I know a hug, that person would have broke down crying. Because they're just so full.
And that's what I want to do. I was just want to like get on the plane and go hug them.
Give a hug. Like I'm listening to it and I'm putting my head down like, oh my goodness. Because if I don't see this every 6 months, I see it around the holidays.
Yeah, and speaking of holidays, we're coming up on holidays.
It's coming up, and this is some of the things that we see. And some of the things that the patients talk about because they don't have family or they're alone for the holidays. The holidays bring so much sadness and grief. Then on top of having kidney disease and this is not working right. And I got to wait out there 9 hours for my ride. And, my son's not talking to me. And they just were like, there's no point in me still being here. Nothing good is in my life.
Yeah. And, now that you say that, I was just sitting there thinking maybe during the holidays we should have like a virtual online Christmas party for the patients.
Yeah, I would like to see we could raise money to like send out donation gifts or food boxes or something like that to help some of the patients out. Do like a raffle for random people and send them something for the holidays just to let them know someone's thinking of them because you just don't know who don't have what.
I don't want nobody to steal that idea, the virtual patient Christmas party, because we know patients have Christmas parties at the clinic. Yeah. So now this year, that's not going to happen this year because of Corona.
Our stuff because of the Corona.
Yeah. So we're going to,
it's going to be fun. Do it. Okay. You going to be Santa?
Right. Oh no, we can get Jared because he's growing a beard.
Yes.
You seen his beard he growing out?
Yes, and then he'll do the Santa background. Oh, Steve, we could do one for children. Oh man, that'd be beautiful. But it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's just so sad. Just I hope a lot of people reached out to her and not just liked it. I hate when people just like it and don't pick up the phone and call that person because you never know what life you could save.
Right. But look, if someone chooses conservative therapy, this is what they say, reducing pain and symptoms. If you need dialysis and choose conservative therapy, it's very important to get all the care you need to be as comfortable as possible. And so this is where pain management, palliative care, or hospice care may make your symptoms more manageable. Medications may be used to keep your fluids and swelling down. If you are in pain or distress, talk to your doctor.
Yes, Steve, I was wondering, so say like if a patient start this, right, and they realize it's no longer what they want, can they start treatment again?
Yeah, they can resume dialysis. They can get off of hospice and go back. I've seen that happen at the last job I was on where I got injured. This guy had he had cancer, right? And he was on hospice. And so 1 minute they say, oh, Mr. So-and-so not coming. He's on hospice. And then the next thing you know, he's walking in the door on Wednesday morning. We're not even set up for him. And so now we got to set up the machine and, but that was his right.
Yeah. I think more patients really need to know their rights, especially with this. And I think parents I think family needs to respect it for the simple fact, one, that family member is not on that machine.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, Tamika. This is the thing one has to remember. What do a person do if they have a terminal illness and have kidney failure? So I mean, if you got a terminal illness that is terminal, there's no coming back from it, but you also have kidney failure. I mean,
it's a hard
far as for the quality of life for the patient, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let me speak for myself. If I had cancer that was terminal and I was on dialysis, I don't know what would be the point of dialysis if I had a terminal cancer that either way
you're gonna die.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, whether I want to go 2 weeks if I stop treatment or wait until the cancer takes me away.
Right.
And that's a big decision to make for someone, and then put them through it. But then you have, like you said, with family and friends, they may put their guilt on them, to make them like, oh, your kids, they may want to, this or oh, no, but you can't do that with a person because that's their decision, especially if they still have that mental capacity to make that type of decision.
Right. That right there would be a hard one. Like, so the cancer's going to take me out. I'm accepting of that. And me stopping treatment, I'm going to get a double whammy because fluid's going to build up on top of the pain from the cancer, even though they're making me comfortable. It's...
Yeah. Tamika, one thing I advise people to watch, it's on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, but Netflix. I'm not sure the name of it, but they talk about euthanasia and how a lot of states are starting to, doctor assisted suicide.
Oh, okay. And stuff.
Yeah. I mean, again, if you got incurable cancer and you're dealing with pain 24/7, and the pain medicine don't cut it, and the quality of life is tremendously reduced. I mean, it's almost like, do you let that patient suffer, or do you end their suffering with dignity and respect? Especially if that patient is able to make that decision. And sometimes the state gets involved.
What do you guys out there think? That's
Miss Mongo, if you're watching, tell me what you think about this subject about conservative therapy.
What they do to dogs,
I mean, pretty much, but I mean, a lot of people have decided to do that. They decide to control the way they go instead of letting the disease
take them out.
They control that when they want to go. And it's just like, and it's unfortunate with 9/11, where you had people jumping off
jumping out the windows.
Right, because if they're going to go, they're going to do it
their way
instead of getting, burnt or however with that. And that was unfortunate to have to make those type of decisions like that.
That was horrible to watch.
Really was.
That was horrible to watch. And my birthday has never been the same since. My birthday is actually 9/11.
Wow.
And my birthday has never been the same. I've never really celebrated my birthday for that reason. I feel like that day is not a day of any type of celebration. People's lives was lost on that day. But I do understand how they took matters into their own hands.
Absolutely. And Tamika, it also talks about with conservative therapy, spiritual concerns. It says people of different faith may wonder about the impact of choosing to go without treatment, it is usually best to talk to your spiritual leader. They will be able to provide insight from your faith perspective. So not getting it, because I don't want to turn this into religion, but
no, but it's a good question.
But there's one faith, doing this job, we meet people from all different walks of life, Tamika. Right. And one faith I was able to meet people with kidney disease from that was really interesting is the Jehovah's Witness. Is the Jehovah's Witness faith, because they don't take blood transfusions.
Right.
Okay. They may get what's called expanders or normal saline. And even I've seen a guy, my buddy passed away, but from something else. His hematocrit hemoglobin has went as low as 5.5, and it bounced back up, but he was Jehovah's Witness. And I've talked to many patients who said they won't take it. And if it's their time, it's their time. If it comes to that. So that's one thing I didn't agree with in our conversation, but respectfully, I didn't agree, because at the end of the day, it's the person's own decision on what they decide to do.
True. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, but see, Tamika, again, you may have somebody watching this somewhere across the world. It may be watching, and they may say, "Oh, I didn't know that," and not that we want them to stop dialysis or not do treatment, but they may not know that they have that other option to try. And look, even with conservative therapy, you can do everything you want to try to do to stay off dialysis. And then if you feel like it's too much, you can always still go on dialysis. So I say that to say, like, if a person, like their GFR, their glomerular filtration rate is at 7 or 6, and they feel fine, but their physician, they want them to start dialysis, but they're not having any symptoms. I mean, you can that's conservative therapy if you hold off.
Right. I think more information needs to be talked about this, especially in the units when they do the intake.
Absolutely.
So they really can understand it, and more so set in layman's terms versus all that medical terminology. Because I think that sometimes is a deterrent when they don't understand.
Absolutely. And it goes on to say, choosing to go without dialysis is a very personal decision. It's a big and difficult choice. It's a big choice. Take the time you need to choose. Talk with your doctors, family, friends, and spiritual leaders. Try to learn as much as possible about your options before choosing. Think about the impact of your choice on your loved ones. Have the courage to do what you think is best.
Right.
And then talk with your doctor or member of your care team. They can help you learn more about all your treatment options. Consider having an advanced care plan so your family and doctors know your wishes. Remember, it's your life and your choice. And a lot of patients probably don't know that it's their choice. I mean, they know, but you know what I'm saying, Tamika.
It's just like when a patient gets off the machine early, people be like, "Oh no, why are you getting off the machine early?" No, I tell the patients, listen, this right here, this is your choice to get off the machine early. Now, if you getting off, there's some things I want you to know, but this is your choice. I'm not stopping you. I just need to tell you what can happen if you keep shortening your treatments. But it is their choice. It is their right. If they feel like, you know what, Tamika, I can't take it, take me off the machine. I'm not going that whole way, last week you got off early and you really know, because see, you know You know what's going to happen, and you're making this decision. And I'm going to unhook you, and I'm going to tell you once again, and that's your choice. That's your right.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. And we try to explain that when someone wants to get off early, maybe due to cramping, or maybe their blood pressure has dropped, or maybe something's going on outside the home. Now, I knew a guy that got on one time, and this is a true story. He was on for maybe 2 hours, and apparently where he was staying with a young lady, and it was in a rooming house in Baltimore, and apparently somebody slapped his girlfriend. What? I kid you not. And he got off the machine to go
fight with no pressure,
or to go figure out what was going on. I seen patients get off the machine to go use drugs. I seen patients get off the machine because they was mad at the technician.
Yes, I've seen it.
I've seen so many reasons for people to get off the machine. And I say that to say that if someone's watching the show and you fall into that category, just remember you're not hurting the technician or the nurse, you're hurting yourself by shortening your treatment and not getting your blood clean the way it need to. And the thing about it is, sad to say this, but the majority of the technicians and nurses, when you get off early, they're happy. They just don't tell you that. They just don't tell you they're happy, but inside, they want to take you off so they can get their next patient on and they can get out of there. It's the truth, because I used to be the same way. If somebody wants to, if I got 3 or 4 patients.
We're not always happy.
Not all the time. No, I'm just saying.
But at other times, yes, we're like, you want to get off? No problem. Get off. I just one patient down. I'm gonna go here and move to the next. But I'm still gonna let you know about what can happen because you cut treatment and you felt like something else was better than you staying on. And I go out in the lobby and I see you in the lobby when you could have been on a machine. You're outside smoking a cigarette when you could have been on a machine.
I swear to you, I had a patient get off early, like at 2.5 hours, and walk directly across the street to the liquor store. Come back. This is a true story. Come back, sit in the lobby, and this was at a DeVita. Sit in the lobby and then urinated in the lobby.
What? I got
not in the bathroom. In the lobby.
I got one better. When I was working at the place on Germantown Avenue, it was a liquor store next door, and it was a bi-level dialysis unit. He said to me, I need to get off and go to the bathroom. The bathroom was downstairs. Okay, no problem. So I escorted him down on the escalator. I'm sorry, on the elevator. We went down. I came back up or whatever. He went outside to the liquor store next door, came back in with the liquor, came back, came upstairs, passed out the liquor in a little thermos to the patients and got back on the machine.
What?
Yes. And I got fired for that too, because I shouldn't have left him. Yes.
Wow.
Yep, I got fired.
These are stories that
I had no idea. I had no idea that's what they did.
Wow. Wow. So, these are just some of our stories from working in the field.
Yes. Some of many.
Right.
Shooting up drugs through the catheter. Never shoot up drugs through your catheter. Ever.
Oh, yeah, definitely get an infection. Definitely that, because the drugs can go right to your heart and cause endocarditis.
And you can die instantly.
That's crazy.
Yes. But I think this information, I think it needs to be better. What they call them? Info. I'm trying to think the name of them.
What, infomercial?
No, not infomercials. They're like informatics out on the wall about these different things and more legible so people can actually read them.
And understandable in layman's terms.
In layman's terms, because it's a lot of information that gets missed due to lack of communication and understandings, and people taking time to have patience to really break things down to the patients.
Right. But Tamika, it's one thing a lot of people don't understand, which is unfortunate, is that man, kidney disease is on the rise. We got COVID, we got pneumonia. We got all these viruses that can contribute to kidney disease, and you already got diabetes or hypertension that's leading the way. And so, with that being said,
heart disease is on the rise, also.
Oh yeah, and with all this happening, I mean, it's going to be very critical for shows like these to be out there to disseminate or put out that information to the masses, so you know what's going on and see other people who may have dealt with the same disease, whether it's heart disease or sickle cell or whatever, and they manage to push through it.
Right.
How you can do the same thing to live a better quality life in this COVID-stricken world that we're living in right now.
Yeah, how about that? Or even these shows will help you understand different illnesses better, because we don't tend to speak in medical terminology. We try to speak in everyday language so you understand it.
Yeah. See, and lupus. I see Emmett Henderson the third watching. That's the lupus man. Mel Lupus.
Okay, Mel Lupus. What did he say?
Well, no, he's watching, but he was on Jared's show. He had a transplant, but he also has lupus. He's real advocate for lupus, especially in men, but for everyone. But it's Male Lupus Warrior.
Okay.
Or Lupus Male Warrior.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna you're gonna start seeing us having a variety of guests on the show to shed light on other illnesses as well as kidney disease. Kidney disease is still our focus, but we're also going to shed light on other chronic diseases that has an impact on urban communities at a higher rate than other communities. So I can't wait for that, Tamika.
I can't wait. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for one, we also learn, and two, we get to educate, and everyone leaves the show knowing something that they didn't know.
Absolutely.
So a quick question about that care. Who would they talk to, just in case someone's listening or someone's watching and they don't know? Who would they talk to about
what?
About getting therapeutic care.
What, conservative therapy?
Yeah.
Oh, talk to your nephrologist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want it,
what if the nephrologist isn't around? Who would they talk to next?
If it's a nurse practitioner or the social worker.
Okay.
Some places have nurse practitioners that work with the nephrologist. If you don't feel comfortable with her, the social worker should be the next best person to talk about if you want to do that.
Right. And how long would this take to take place? Just in case someone was wondering.
Well, Tamika, now that's one thing. It doesn't tell you the timeline, but I'm sure after you talk to everybody, I mean, I'm not going to even answer that because I don't know the timeline. Okay. I would say check with your social worker. We're going to have one on Wednesday, so y'all tune in at 7 o'clock.
7
Urban Health.
p.m.
Yeah, on Wednesday for mental health and me. And that clinical social worker, Sade Cutler, may be able to answer that question, the time frame it would take.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, will it be the next treatment, or will they have to consult family?
No, I'm sure they would have to get, doctors, maybe sign some papers.
Right. Just if anyone out there is thinking about it, just, there is a process. It's just not done overnight.
Yeah. Oh, no, not overnight. Yeah, I mean, I've seen several warriors, who really hate this disease. And I'm sure there's probably many more, but I've seen several that openly vocalize it on Facebook. And, I feel like that's their way of expressing their frustration with this disease.
Right.
And so no one has, that's what I'm saying. We haven't walked in anyone's shoes with kidney disease. However, we definitely empathize.
Yes.
I mean, with everyone dealing with this disease, and try to do everything we can to get information and education and awareness out there to make sure everyone dealing with this disease is living a healthy, quality life in spite of.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, to live a healthy quality of life. Especially these times that we're living. Sheesh.
Yeah, it's
make it home though somewhere.
Yeah. Just have to deal with what you got at this moment and live like there's no tomorrow, because it can literally be no tomorrow.
Right. And Steve, I think it helps if everyone learn to practice gratitude. You wake up in the morning and you're just thankful, regardless of everything that's going on around you. You're just thankful. You just have gratitude just for being here in the present moment.
Absolutely, because it could probably always be worse for your situation.
Yes. Maybe if you have one leg, you're still thankful because you have the other leg and you can use your hands, because there's someone out there that can't use anything and they're just sitting there waiting for someone to just off them, or they could get a chance to off themselves,
Yeah. Every morning I wake up, I just thank God, because, I watch a lot of documentaries. Mm-hmm. And when you see the way some of these people live overseas, like Haiti, and, when they had the earthquake, and the slums like Syria, and just places where it's just decimated and they're just trying to find food.
Even India, when a doctor was talking about,
Nepal,
when a doctor was talking about how it is there, how he had to walk to give care.
Yeah, it's yeah. When you look at it from that perspective,
we had to walk. What did he say? 2 days. 2 days to give care.
That's a shame.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we did it.
The doctor, I'm gonna see what's up with him. I know he has a crazy schedule, but I'm gonna still contact him, and we'll have an amazing guest next week. I'll let you know. I'm trying to go international next week, Steve. So
that'll be awesome. Can't wait.
Yes. Maybe I could get someone from South Africa again, because it's a lot of people in South Africa dealing with kidney disease.
Yeah, we need to get our information over there so we can be known in South Africa.
Hey, you never know what God gonna do. Be patient.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we did it. 1 hour.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, it was a great show, Conservative Therapy.
And don't steal our virtual Christmas party idea. We're going to put out the flyer, and if I catch somebody with a flyer, Oh my goodness.
Right. But yeah, we gotta have some type of happiness during the holiday with everything that's going around with racial divide, and I mean that's why I say I just gotta, I'm not posting no more political stuff because I see some people, man,
I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook to see the political stuff, but I watched the bull crap the other night, and we just gonna.
Yeah, I just keep my opinions to myself and stay focused on kidney disease. I gotta have blinders on and stay in my lane of
because you don't want people to start hating you because you have an opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So.
All right, guys. Well, we're about to call it a night.
Yes.
All right. Tamika, anything?
Remember, your kidneys matter.
That's right. They matter.
They matter more than what you think they matter. They hold your whole body together because once your kidneys fail, you wind up with heart problems. You wind up with some lung issues if you wind up having fluid in the lungs. There's so many things could go wrong once your kidneys fail. So your kidneys matter.
They definitely matter. So if you got kidney disease, get checked. Or if you got diabetes or hypertension, get checked for kidney disease. Because again, the life you save may be your own.
And also, we're going to start having more. I don't say donations, but more. How do you say it? More fundraising, and all of our fundraising goes towards patients across the globe, not just in Philadelphia, not just in DC. We're trying to help thousands of patients. So if you see our donations go up or our fundraisers go up, please, please, please support. We cannot do it without you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
It's a lot.
Yes.
All right, guys. Good night.
Right. Good night.
And I'll talk to you, Tamika.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night, everyone. Peace.
Do you know you could have kidney disease and not even know it? 9 out of 10 people who have stage 3 chronic kidney disease do not know it. The rate of kidney failure for African Americans is 3 times higher than among Caucasians. And one reason for this is that they are not aware when they have earlier stages of kidney disease. At a time, treatment could prevent the damage from progressing to the point when dialysis or kidney transplantation is necessary. In addition, due to high rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, Blacks and African Americans have an increased risk of developing kidney failure. African Americans need to be aware of these risk factors and visit their doctor or clinic regularly to check their blood sugar, blood pressure, urine protein, and kidney function. Be aware. Get tested. The life you save may be your own. For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org.